Happy Tuesday, beautiful people. I can't believe I've really never talked about this live before. If you're on this part of the video, you are a replay watcher. Please let me know that you're watching. Tell me hello so I can say hey back. Hello, hello. If you're just hopping on, I shared this in a post yesterday. I've never talked about it with you guys, and it's such a powerful part of my story. And my hope is, hey Pam, my hope is that this serves you and inspires you to keep going, and that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Promise you that. So we're going to talk about this card right here. So if you follow me in my stories, that's where I do the bulk of my content. You get to see the behind scenes of my life. And so a few weeks back, I cleaned and organized my entire house, and I came across this card right here. Okay? Say hey if you're popping on too. Tell me hello and tell me where you're watching from. Your city and state. Please, I want to connect with you. So I came across this in one of my old wallets, and I saw it and I hadn't seen it. The date on this is 2014. 2014, so what, 7 years ago? And I literally just sat and stared at this forever. If you don't know what this is a food stamp card, right? I think that's still what they call it. Okay, I used to get $800 loaded onto this every month, and it was a lifesaver. It was a lifesaver. And hey, Coolville, Ohio. Hey, Lacey. And so I literally just stared at it, and it brought back so many memories and emotions, and I was really sad. I was really sad when I saw this, and I thought, oh my gosh, remember when this part of my life, it was awful. But then the more I stared at it and thought, I thought, dang though, I am such a believer in Jesus bringing you through times. He sees you through times for a very specific reason and purpose. This was part of me. This was part of my story. This is part of my purpose. This is part of why I stand here and do what I do today. So I'm going to try to make this video short. I don't want to keep you guys on here, but I have to share some things with you and how I got started in the most wonderful industry I've ever seen in my entire life. Direct sales, network marketing. It is so good. I don't even know the word for it. Incredible, amazing, blah, blah, blah. There's not even a word for it. And I feel like sometimes people hear the word direct sales, right? And you're like, bleh. Direct sales changed my family's life. I used to think, I got $800 on this card, and I used to sit and think, oh my gosh, how will I ever go without this? How will I ever not have to have this card? I used to think about the future, am I gonna have to have this for the rest of my life? I can't have this for the rest of my life. How am I gonna make it? $800 a month to feed my family, how can I go without that? So my husband was the sole provider of our family, okay? Successful business. We had a great house, custom built home, Lexington, Kentucky. And then one day it came crashing down, okay? And my husband got sick, okay, with an autoimmune disease, in bed for 10 months. Literally, when I mean in bed, I mean in bed, not getting up. And then years after that, fighting his way back. I could do an entire video on him and his strength and how much he's inspired me, to where he is today. See, God used him for a specific reason and purpose too. But I'm on here to talk about my my opinion, my perception, my story. And so we went from having this great life to me going to the, I don't even know what the office is called. Welfare office? What's it called? I had a newborn and a 4-year-old. I have a degree in veterinary medicine, and we lived in a state away from family, away from friends. And I thought, okay, I started looking at vet jobs, and I'm like, all right, well, if I go back to work, the money I make isn't even gonna cover the child care. Like, that makes no sense. How many of you guys have kids in child care? Like, how much is it? How much is it a month to keep your kids in child care? It was insane. It was insane. So I'm like, all right, I gotta think of something else. That's where Etsy came along. And I started my own Etsy business. I researched myself. I had no marketing degree. I taught myself how to make jewelry. Okay? YouTube videos. YouTube University I went to. I taught myself how to, hey Lisha, make jewelry. Okay? I taught myself marketing. I'll never forget, I sold my first piece and it was $30. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like so excited. And then reality set in and I'm like, okay, $30? A family of 4, like, that's not, like, we gotta come up with something else. And so I kept working my Etsy business. I set up at every craft vendor show I could hear about or see about. I set up at everywhere. I hauled my jewelry everywhere. Okay, and this was even before live video was an option. I wasn't even on Facebook yet. And so I worked myself up to making a couple $100s a month. And I was like, okay, this is good, but like I need more. Like a couple $100s a month is not going to support a family of 4. And so when I was at one of my vendor events, I overheard the vendor sitting beside me. She was a Scentsy rep. And I overheard her talking about her income, the money she was earning, and a trip she had earned. And I was like I was curious. I am naturally a curious person. And I love like learning things. I love learning new things. And so I was so curious. I asked her so many questions and I was like, okay, like, what are you talking about? What do you do? I had no idea what direct sales was. Like, I mean, I kind of maybe knew a little bit, but I just asked her questions. Long story short, I joined Scentsy. Guys, it still pops up in my memories, the posts that I used to make. And if you're on this video right now, you are in direct sales, drop it below. Just put DS. DS below. You don't have to tell me what company, but I want to see who all is in this industry. And if you're not in this industry and you're in a position that I was in, or you're needing another stream of income, I urge you to take a look at different companies because this opportunity is incredible, okay? So, join Scentsy. First month made $80. I had a Scentsy card. I got it loaded on a Scentsy card. And I was like, oh my gosh, $80, like, and then I'm like, okay, that's not, again, it's like not gonna cut it. Like, it's still, the memories in my Facebook pops up still today of what I used to post back then. Oh my gosh, cringeworthy. Like, y'all, everybody has to start somewhere. Quit looking at me or somebody else on Facebook that you're comparing yourself with. Everybody starts somewhere. If you're looking at a top leader, guess what? They started with 0 experience, 0 team, 0 customers. I started with nothing, no knowledge, but I had that curious gene and I wanted to learn how to do this because I saw other people doing it. Okay, so don't be looking at other people as your competition. Look at them as your inspiration. I saw other women like really making money here. So I knew, even if I had no clue what I was doing, I knew it was possible because they were doing it. So I just kept showing up. I was so freaking spammy, guys. Like I would post these awful corporate graphics. Like it was bad. It was really bad. I would cold message people like, really bad. I would be like bug my family, like it was really bad. But I learned. And so $80 with Scentsy, I was like, okay, has to be something else. I found Younique. And Younique is the first place that I really realized, okay, I can do this. I can do this. It was my goal to make $500 a month. And I remember telling my leader, my mentor, the person I signed up under, she asked me what my goal was, and I said, I want to make $500 a month. And that's when live and video like started being an option. And I'll never forget, like we had the kids at the park, David was with me, and I recorded, right before live was an option, I recorded my first video of me putting on mascara in the back seat of our car while David had the kids out playing. I was so freaking nervous, guys. Like my hands were shaking, and I was showing people how to put on this like 3-step mascara. Y'all, I look back at that video, my mascara literally looked like spider legs. It was the most awful video I've ever seen in my life, but it must have clicked with some people. It must have been relatable. That is my encouragement to you. Start where you are with what you have. I had little knowledge, okay, but I had some mascara, and I had a company, and I had a will to want more for my family. You have to know why you're here and why you're doing what you're doing. And your purpose will evolve over time, okay? My why has never changed. Your why and your purpose are different. My why has never changed. My why has always been my family, always will be my family. My purpose has changed. It has evolved over time. My purpose now, because of 7 years of growth, evolvement, experience in this industry, and becoming an expert, building 2 separate 6-figure businesses, and experience, my purpose now is to teach, to mentor other people, to get yourselves out of the situations that I was in, okay? And to do that through Jesus, to share his name. It was all because of him. It was not my knowledge. It was not me graduating YouTube University. It was Jesus. It was God. No other reason for it, okay? First and foremost, it was because of him. And that is a very important part of my purpose. All right, because back then I was mad at God, and I thought, why the heck is everybody else getting new houses and cars and doing this, and we're losing everything, and I'm on a freaking food stamps? Like, I was mad and bitter and jealous, and that's a really bad place to be in. So, Younique, I got to $500, and that's what sparked it in me, and I was like, dang, I knew it. I know I can do more here. And I started to build my skills. I showed up on camera all the time, like talking to my network. I still have people follow me from back then. One of my best customers to this day from California, Susan, followed me from back in Younique. And she, I'm sure, can look and see my growth and evolvement over the years. But I cared about people, and I showed up. Even when I had no clue what I was doing, I would tell my network and be like, y'all, I literally suck at makeup, but I'm learning, and I'm going to teach you. Okay, so you show up where you are with what you have. Okay, you don't wait to know everything. You don't wait to have all this fancy stuff. Y'all, I carried my makeup around in a cardboard box. I had no ring lights, okay, like I have now. I had no desk. I would set up in the front, my living room of our old house, in the floor with a bar stool, a Bible, and I would prop my phone up against the Bible in front of a window. I had no lighting, okay, so I had to play my videos around natural light. I didn't even have a phone holder back then. I had to prop it up against a book, okay? You just start, and it becomes relatable to people, okay? So my skills started really to develop with Younique. I found Lawn Life, and that's when my leadership skills really began to grow. My leadership skills really began to grow, and my team really began to grow. And I even put myself out there in a different way. I was growing, and I was evolving, and I was sharing that with my network. And that's when the 5 figures a month started rolling in, and that is when my life took a real 180. Okay, and then I grew from that place to now where I'm at. with pharmacy, okay? Everything is a growing and a learning process. And I've done even better because I've learned and I've gone through things and I kept showing up. And when I found this, I looked and I thought, I was so sad at first. And then I started to feel happy and accomplished. And I thought, oh my gosh, remember when I literally thought, how will I ever go without this? I thought it was impossible. I thought there's no way, like, I need $800 a month to get away from this. And now I place my grocery orders on the Aldi app, okay? Aldi for life. I buy as much organic products as I want for my family. I have no monthly grocery budget, guys. And I don't say this to be like, I spend whatever I want on groceries. I say it to inspire you and encourage you because I came from this to the complete opposite side of the spectrum. I don't even know how much a month we spend on groceries. That's not important to me. What's important to me is I get good food, organic food for my family. That's personally important to me. And so when you see people in this industry and they're buying the new homes and the new cars and you going on these like fancy vacations, that is wonderful. That is so great. You know, but I want you to know the other side of it. The bigger picture is I didn't start off wanting to move my family to the beach. Okay? I started off trying to get away from this. And I did it. So 7 years, okay? And it took me, I would say, 2 years. Well, maybe less than that. 1.5 years to get away from this. 1.5 years to get away from this. 7 years to be an overnight success. Okay, so if you see people that are successful and you're like, dang, like they're so lucky, like overnight success, you don't know the backstory. You don't know all of the trials, the things that they had to go through. And that's why and I hate saying never, because I always said I'd never homeschool, and look at me now. But that's why I will probably never, ever use my college degree in veterinary medicine, because I love network marketing, direct sales so much. Not only has it impacted and changed my entire life, my entire being, my entire purpose of why I'm even living, I see it doing the same for other people every single day. Do you understand like what an amazing job that is, to be able to show up for work and see people's lives literally change? Not for things that you want, things that they want. And everybody wants something different. I polled my personal Facebook and I polled my team. And I feel like when I'm in this industry for an amount of time, right, you can lose sight of what people really need, what people really want. And I did that to kind of bring myself back to reality and why people start off with this industry. And so I polled you guys and I polled my team and I said, in the beginning, when you joined direct sales, how much did you want to make? And if you're on this right now and you joined direct sales, hey Whitney, if you guys are just now hopping on, you got to catch the beginning, but please say hello. If you are in direct sales, in the beginning, like drop it down below, how much did you want to make in the beginning? Was it $100 to $500, $500 to $1,000? Was it beyond that? Or did you just join for a discount in the beginning? I was really mind blown at the results. I was really mind blown at the results. Most people joined to make the $500 to $1,000 category. Majority joined for the $500 to $1,000 category. And the second majority was in the $100 to $500 category. That blew my mind. Because this is a full-time gig for me. I've been doing this for 7 years. That's not the case for everybody else. Okay? There's lots of people, they already have a full-time career, but they need an extra stream of income. And so I like to get that perspective. I love learning and getting a new perspective, or really an old perspective that I've just forgotten about. Most people, majority, okay, 80% of people join this industry to be in the $1 to $1,000 bracket. That's why they joined. They didn't join to make $5 grand, 10 grand, 20, 30, 50 grand a month. Okay, most people did not join this industry to be making $25,000 a month. Okay, so in my head, I can get stuck in that. So that was so valuable to me to do that poll with you guys and on my team and say, dang, yeah, look at me, myself. Like, don't forget. I didn't join to make $25,000 a month. Could that be a result of hard work? Absolutely. But I joined to get off of this card. And my first goal was $500 a month. Still holds true today. 2021. July 2021 still holds true today. That most people join to make $500. And I'm going to end with this, that find a company. Find a company that aligns with you, that clicks with you. Find a leader that inspires you. Go do it. Go join, go start the business. Y'all, it's not like somebody's asking you to cut your arm off. Like, do it. And don't just try it out for a couple of weeks. Give it a good year. Show up and work it for 1 year. If you show up and work it for 1 year, I guarantee you, no ifs, ands, buts, you're going to be like, dang, she was right. Go find a place in this industry that's a good fit for you and show up every day for a year. If you're in a situation right now of desperation or are needing another stream of income, and let's just take the financial aspect out of it, needing a sense of purpose, of community. Y'all, so many people come here just for the community aspect. I know that people that stay just for the community aspect. It is incredible. And I know there's the toxic side to it too. I've never been a part of the toxic side. I don't tolerate drama. I don't have time for it. Who has time for that? It's all in you and how you show up, who you surround yourself with. So it is important, the team, the community, the atmosphere that you join. So please do some research on that, because there are toxic sides just like there is to everything else in life. I don't care if you're going to work a 9-to-5 office job. Y'all, anybody work office jobs on here have some drama in the workplace? Hey, it happens everywhere. You get to choose, and that's the brilliance in network marketing and online social selling. When you're in an office job, you're kind of stuck with those people, and every day you go there and you're like, oh, here comes Debbie Downer, like, you know what I mean? Like, here comes Pam. I'm sorry if your name's Pam. I'm just coming off with the random names. You're like, I really don't want to see this person today. Social selling, I get to decide. That person's negative, you are getting snoozed for 30 days. Until you get your act together. Not getting your act together, you're getting sneezed another 30 days. I love this online space. I love it. I am in control of who comes in my circle and who leaves my circle. Same for you. You were in control. So if you were thinking social media, it's toxic, there's so much drama, that's on you. You get to control it, because there are tons. For every negative, drama-fied person, there is a positive light that is more than happy to take that person's place. I am surrounded by so much positivity, so many just light, fun, joyful, peaceful Christians. Like, it sets my soul on fire, and I love showing up every single day. And let me just back up. Even if you're not a Christian, like, I am here to use my test as a testimony, because all of this is because of God. All of this, not because I have special talents, which Jesus does give you, okay, right? I shared that in my stories. He gives every single person, Lacey, Whitney, Morgan, every single one of you have a very specific purpose, and you have specific gifts that He has given you to serve Him. I had to figure out my purpose and my gifts, and it naturally evolved. But I'm using it to serve Him, not myself. And that was a huge shift that I just took over this past year. Shifting from myself to serving others, to serving Jesus. Okay? So this was super, how long has this been? I didn't mean for it to be this long. Okay, we're still under 30 minutes. So thank you guys for hopping on, hearing my little bit of my story. Geez, if I got on here and talked about my whole story and then David's story, we'd be on here for 3 weeks. Maybe another time, but thank you for being here, taking time to watch this, and get involved in this industry. Like, what do you have to lose? Find a place, a person that aligns with you, and go in. I love it so much. Okay, thanks guys for joining me, and I'll talk to you later.